good news? Tell me about it.
It's kind of just shocking. It still hasn't really set in. I still had to show today, so I didn't want to think too much about it because there was no way I'd be able to concentrate. But it's an amazing feeling, and I couldn't in my wildest dreams have thought that it would happen. And I have the best team of people behind me, the best team of horses and staff, and my parents as owners, and Katie and Henri as trainers. It's all just overwhelming.
Can you describe exactly like the phone call?
Well, I'd actually, all the kind of contenders, everybody was talking about each other, and they're like, have you gotten the call yet? Any news? And we're like, no. And Charlie Jane texted me, and he was like, I got the call. And I was like, why haven't I gotten the call? I think I was maybe the last person they called. And I was just in the golf cart with my boyfriend Tim about to go to get some lunch when, for some reason I knew it. As soon as my phone started ringing, I was like, it's the call. And I took my phone out, and it was George. And George said, read. You're on for third, read. And he was like, I'm so proud of you. And I was so flustered. I don't think I was very eloquent. I was like, oh my God, thank you. And everyone was like, who else is the team? I was like, I didn't ask. I was trying to breathe. Yeah, I ran over to Time Falls because my parents were there, and I called Katie and Henri, and I called Tracy Edge, my barn manager, and I called my best friend Nicole Bellissimo. And you can't remember all the people to call, and then certain people are like, I can't believe you didn't tell me, and I'm like, oops, sorry. Yeah, that's totally fair to say. My parents have been riding for over 30 years, so my parents were my first trainers when I was really young. I have all these pictures of me with my ponies when I'm like this tall. And Tracy, my barn manager, Tracy Edge, she's like my aunt almost. Like, she's like a part of the family. She's been with us since I was about 14, and it's a real team effort at our barn. And yeah, I think every single one of us earned our spot on the team. Beasy and McLean are, veterans. They've done it not once but twice, and Rich is like unbeatable at the moment, and I've earned my spot too, and I think that we all have the ability to deliver and bring home a medal.
Right, so that's the goal. Go after the goal.
Yeah. Not a goal, that's got to happen. That's what we have to do.
Okay,
They're meant to fly. Mine are meant to fly the second. I think everyone has their own pace that they get over as long as they get over for Geestern. My horses we're our original plan. Again, things are tentative and can change, and everyone has to discuss it, the team with George. But I think I was planning to show here the 4th week and then fly over the 2nd, which is like Monday, the Monday of the 5th week.
And you're bringing the 2 horses over?
I'm not sure I'm bringing exactly because, the 2 big horses will come. And then it's also a show. It's a 4-star, so I'd probably bring over maybe Onisha as a speed horse.
But Solana's the one that's on the team.
Solana is in 3rd, and Micah is in 7th. So Solana's on the team, and Micah's the 3rd alternate. Yeah, well, they take over the top 6, and then I'm 7th, so I'm bringing my horse anyway. So, I'm also planning to do a few shows after the games over there, a handful, so I'm bringing a few over for that too.
And do you know if you're the youngest equestrian to ever compete in recent years? Have you done the research?
Well, a journalist actually did a story on me in the New York Times, and she tried to delve into research, and there's no evidence that there's anyone been any younger than me.
No, I don't think so.
Except maybe in the gymnasts.
No,
I know, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I don't think there is.
Yeah. Well, I think that George has said over the past few years that our team really lacks depth besides the normal heavy hitters. And so the USCT has really delved into creating more young rider programs and really bringing up a new generation into the Grand Prix ring. The past few years there was like a big age gap of people doing equitation until they're 18 and then winning a final maybe and then quitting and going to college, and you can make a career out of this, and I think that was sort of lost for a little while. And the USCT launched the Young Rider program, which has been so great, the European Young Rider Tour, which has been so great. You see some of the veterans from it doing great. Jesse Springsteen's over there doing 5 stars in Europe, and was had a good trials performance. And Catherine Passmore. It's really, and the Ziegler family starting the Young Rider Tour. I think that because of George always stressing in the past few years that we need a second wave, you look at the German team, and they have like 3, an A team, a B team, a C team, a D team, and I think that all the money and all the sponsorship that everyone's given to the USCT is really, like, you can see it really paying off. You can see a whole new wave of young people really trying to make a profession out of this and moving up into the Grand Prix ranks. The end of the Olympic trials. Sort of the whole Olympic trial that week was just a sort of a blur, sort of a dream. Every day I woke up and I couldn't believe it had really happened, and then all of a sudden you're doing all the press conferences and picking the trials, and every trial came. Like, I'd say after the Olympic trials, when I came back and started training for the first observation event, I was like, okay, I have a chance now. Like, I have to show everyone. Yeah. I've felt it a lot. Like you said, I'm a younger generation, a lot of media outlets. I have a Twitter, a lot of, so everyone can feel like they're part of the horses and my journey here. And I've had so many young people tell me that they're so behind me, even people that aren't even that interested in show jumping as a sport, just in general. I went to some of those media summits for the Olympic hopefuls, and even people that aren't familiar with show jumping were like, that's amazing, I want to watch. Like, it brings a lot of publicity to the sport, and by no means is that a reason to choose me. I earned my spot here because of riding, but it's a bonus that. I know what you mean. I'm just saying.
You're gonna be an example for people.
Yeah.
Like, on TV, I'm sure a lot of little girls will watch you. Like, they watch like Nadia Comaneci at the 1976. She was a gymnast, and then every little girl wanted to be a gymnast. Like, I think that they will watch you and they'll want to ride horses. So I think it's awesome for the sport.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and I try to be a role model for young kids to work hard and try and make a career out of this. And I don't know, it's hard to say. I really embody the American style, so I really watch Beasy and McLean for the little things that they do. A little bit, Nick Skelton too. I have one horse that I just tried riding a little bit the Nick way, like setting them up and dropping them, and he's been going really well since then. Little things like that. I really embody the American style, so I really follow the Americans. But, in my spare time, I love watching FEI TV, the World Cups over there, and watching the Nations Cup Series or the Global Tour whenever it's on, whenever I have free time.
Have you told your horses they were going to be
Solana knew. Solana knows everything. Solana knows everything. She knew before everyone else knew.
And is Micah upset that he's second?
Micah, I'm telling you, poor Micah. Micah would have only had 4 faults the first night. I should have added down the last line. That was my fault. I would have had the tape of the water, but I wouldn't have had the 2 rails in the last line. Micah thinks he won yesterday, by the way, because Rich borrowed him for the prize giving, and Micah thinks he won. He's sure he won. And Solana thinks she was third.
Actually, you'll probably bring Micah to the Olympics instead of flexible, right?
There you go. He actually rode him around. He was like, he feels really cool. He's like a really athletic canner. I was like, off. Like, that's nice. Like, the way I've prepared, I was a normal teenager, more or less, I like to go out and have fun and things like that. But I haven't been outside my bed past 10 o'clock since about March, since before the trials. So, if you're really serious about doing well, you've got to totally focus on it and, pay attention to every detail in the barn and the management of your horses, and, ride without stirrups every day and do the most work you can and get a good night's sleep before you ride. And everybody likes to have fun, but I'd say that's like the big thing. I mean, if you focus on something, it's unbelievable the results you can get.
So take it seriously.
Take it seriously and take part in your horses. Be there with your vet, be there with your blacksmith or the chiropractor, or, be a part of your horse's life and every aspect of it. Yeah, if you want to be a professional, be a professional.
Awesome. And what are you going to do tonight?
What am I going to do tonight? Well, there's actually a meeting at 6 o'clock. Everyone's trying to drag me out because I swear to you I haven't been outside my bed past 10 o'clock. And, my boyfriend's like, do you think maybe like one night you want to have some fun? And I'm like, I'm an old person now. I go to bed at 8:30. And we'll see. There's a writers meeting for us tonight at 6 o'clock. And then we'll see. I didn't sleep at all last night, so I don't know what I'm going to do tonight.
Okay, so no big party at the Kesslers?
Maybe. I'm not ruling it out. But God, I'm so tired. The selection process is over.
Yeah,